Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Healthy and Whole, How to Live Your Best Life Now. I am your host, Melissa Adams, and I am chatting to a personal trainer today. Now, just remember, the goal of the summit is to give you a holistic view on what healthy looks like, so that you can make an informed and an educated decision on how your health journey will look in the future. So yes, I've got Sherrie Graham with me, who is a certified personal trainer, a fitness instructor, and health coach, motivated by her passion to help women who struggle with losing weight and emotional eating. Sherrie is a wife and a mom of 4. Wow. She knows how stressful life can be and how quickly time gets taken up with our other obligations. She devotes her expertise to teaching women how to embrace a healthy lifestyle and drop weight without deprivation, calorie counting, or making the gym your home away from home. So a very warm welcome to you, Sherrie. Thank you for joining me on this summit.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
As a kickoff, can you tell us about how you actually got into where you are at now in being a fitness instructor, personal trainer, and a health coach?
It all started about 15 years ago. I've always had a passion for health and fitness. I was an athlete in high school and in college, kept that up and started teaching some fitness classes then. And then I went into teaching outdoor education in high school. But when I got married, I had the opportunity to stay home with my kids. And I decided to join a gym and noticed that on one income, it's not that easy to afford a whole lot. And bringing my kids with me, it was perfect. So when I saw the signs that said interested in a fitness instructor, I thought, oh, I would love to do this. And so that's where it all began. And so it slowly evolved from fitness instructor to personal trainer. And then I figured out that diet is like 90% of the equation of health. And that's when I got into health coaching. So in nutrition, I also learned as much as I could about nutrition and the health coaching aspect so that I could help the women stay on track, because that seems to be the toughest thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is. Then when you do your fitness or your personal training, what is your main focus when you have a client? Is it based on what they are able to do, or is what you recommend?
Oh, definitely what their goals are. So I do personal training virtually, just like me and you sitting here right now. I meet them in their living room, and they give me their goals of what they want to do and how we talk about their diet as well. And then I take them through a workout that involves toning up all the areas they want and trying to focus most on those areas, even though I feel like you lose evenly, but there are some areas that for women, they just like to focus on more and tone up. And there's so many exercises where we do use your own body weight that tone so many more muscles than just one anyway. So yeah, but I definitely try to just stick with and guide them into what would get them to their goals.
And what have you found? Have you found the procrastination? I don't know if it's called, that's the right word to use, that they don't want to lift weights because they're afraid they're going to look like a man.
Oh, yes. That is not really, it's really tough for a woman to put on that much muscle to look like a man. You'll tone up, and I feel like it's more like strong is the new sexy. It's not so much that you look like a guy. We don't do that kind of lifting in your living room either. You know, you have to use really heavy weights to start to build tons of muscle like that and get in. So usually with our hormones, it's very rare that, I mean, that's why when you see the women, they lose all the fat so you can see the muscle under. But for us, it's, yeah, for the regular person just eating on a healthy, clean diet, it's pretty, you won't get that bulky.
Yeah, that's true. I believe 100% in
Yeah,
agreement with you. Yeah.
I mean, building muscle helps with osteoporosis and all of those things. So, you know, you want to keep that in mind and keeps your metabolism higher.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you use it in moderation and as per the client, as she can carry, that's how you continue. As she
Right.
gets stronger, she can start lifting up like 5 pounds or, you know, continue growing from there. And that's how they build and get stronger.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
When it comes to emotional eating, I know that can be quite a bit of a big topic, but at the same time, people might not even know they're caught up in emotional eating. How do you actually diagnose that?
Right, identify it. Right. Well, when I start talking, I do a free discovery call. And when we're talking on the phone, we go over where they're at right now and what their struggles are and what they've tried in the past. And then they start to talk about what they've tried. And if I start to hear some words like, oh, I do good during the week, but on the weekends I eat so bad, or I shouldn't eat this and I should eat that. It's that diet mindset. That's one thing that I can sense. And so that's something I try to work on as well. But then as far as the triggers go, if they don't think they emotionally eat, I ask a few questions, and maybe because emotional eating isn't just, oh, I'm sad and I grab the ice cream and you purposely eat. It's eating out of boredom. It's eating out of just mindless. Like you're going in and grabbing chips and the next thing you know, the bag is gone. Like that kind of thing. And eating when nighttime snacking is usually all about comforting our body from a stressful day. And it's a huge problem. And so that's what I love to help women get over so they can comfort in different ways and not feel guilty and awful at the end of the night,
Yeah.
you know?
And what do you suggest or what do you prescribe them to do if they need a snack at night before going to bed? And you know what can they eat?
Sure. Well, I have this flow chart they go through. So the thought process, I have it written out. So that'll be something I will give you. But they think about, are they really hungry? Or is this just, is this a feeling of hunger? Or is this just, oh, I want something to eat? And then there's steps from there. And if they are truly hungry, then yes, grab nourishing, healthy food. And that's where I also can come in and help them decide, okay, what is healthy? There's so many things out there that's so confusing. Some people think granola bars are great for you. So I like to go for something though that's lower in sugar and not processed. So fruit and natural things. And you can even make sweet treats that are healthy for you ahead of time so that when the nighttime comes, you're eating something that is nourishing and nutrient dense, and it actually, if you are really truly hungry, it'll fill you up and you won't feel guilty at all. So that's what I try, and sticking with the non-processed foods and just making your own. And there are a few processed things that are my go-tos if I don't have time. So like Lara bars are great, and like Skinny Pop popcorn and moderate, and if I do, and if they truly, the other thing we'll talk about is not depriving yourself of something special if you are going to an event and sitting down and if you think about all night how you can't have any of the desserts, you probably will end up binging on them by the end of the night. So we work on that through the coaching sessions as well, how to handle it so you do allow yourself to have things when you want them. and you don't self-sabotage though all of your efforts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because the health and fitness journey is not supposed to be a miserable one. It's supposed to
Right.
be fun, and you're supposed to feel great about it. And if you plan on having a heavy meal or going for a buffet in the evening, rather slow it down during the day so that you don't overcompensate coming when it comes to the evening. And I think, yeah, getting the clients just to think in that way, I think that that is quite important to keep them on track, because then it doesn't become a job of eating healthy. Yeah.
Right. It's not a chore. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Your nutrition that you give out, or the advice that you give out, is that I see that you make it simple. Can you give us an example of what simple looks like?
Simple to me looks like making a few like core recipes for your dinners and then using those for leftovers through the lunch, and preparing some things to grab. So like hard-boiled eggs, the vegetables that are already cut up. Maybe you have some hummus or whatever you might like to dip your vegetables in, or making wraps real quick and things like that. So it's just not time consuming, because since I do have 4 kids, I've learned, yeah, if you want to eat healthy, you have to go with simple, and otherwise you're eating in the car or you're spending all your time in the kitchen. And I've gone back and forth from doing both, actually.
Yeah.
So I prefer just making a couple recipes that keep the variety there, and then that satisfies me. I'm not eating the same old foods every day. That's a big complaint I hear a lot. Oh, I'm so sick of celery. Well, you need to change that up. I agree. So, keeping it
Yeah.
simple, but add a little variety here and there, and that usually helps.
Okay. What advice would you give a working mom who works in a corporate environment, gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning, has to make her way through to her office, and then gets back? She has to sit in traffic, come home, has to cook for the family, make sure that the house is cleaned up, sit with homework, and then still have time to do exercises. How do you encourage that? Because that sounds a bit.
I know it does sound overwhelming. And I was just talking about this with a client the other day. And one of the things I recommend is meal prep is key on the weekend, to keep those things and to keep a cooler in your car. As much as I don't recommend like eating in your car all the time, but if that's the best option for your life right now, if you can't quit your job and have the perfect schedule, then do what you need to do. And as long as that works for you, if you tend, so like we try different things and see how that goes, and then reevaluate after the week is over. And we start out with small, like you're not going from, you're working 6 to 6, let's say, or you're gone from the home for those 12 hours. Coming home, I don't expect people to jump into an hour workout. I would say 10 minutes is what it could be. Stretching, maybe more relaxing at first, and then get into some strengthening. And get your kids involved. My kids love help. Well, I take that back. Sometimes love to help me cut up vegetables, but they love, I think, at the end when we're sitting and eating dinner, that they actually participate, especially when they're younger. Like my youngest is 9, and she's like, I cut up the peppers, and it's really cute to see. And she goes for those sorts of foods. So I love the fact that I'm not only doing this for myself, but I'm influencing my kids. And that's what moms want to do. We just want to do the best we can. And it's okay. Like, that's the other thing. I tell them it's okay to do a frozen pizza or something quick for your kids, but for yourself, only eat it if you really truly want it. If that's not something you want, then, eat something else out of your fridge. And, but if you do want pizza that night, don't beat yourself up about it. That's what it's all about. Just
Yeah.
going intuitively and eating till you are satisfied and not overfull as well. So
Mm.
I got off on a tangent, but I hope that answered the question at least a little bit on what to do if you work full time.
Yeah.
Just start out small, keep meal prep is key on the weekends. Get kids involved, family, ask the husband if you do have a partner, make it a family affair.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, so Sherrie, if you have one tip to give our listeners in terms of starting their journey, what would that be?
Just to, take the first step. And it's not, and to get rid of the black and white thinking, like of doing good and doing bad, where it's not going to be a journey where you start here and you just go straight up to where you want to be, whether it be more energy, weight loss. You're going to be up and down, and be okay with that and accept it. We're human. We're not made to be perfect. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. That's what I tell people. And it is so worth it at the end. When you look back at everything you've been through, you've grown, you learn a lot about yourself. I sure have, and it helps my relationships all around me. It just makes me a better mom, wife, friend. And so just take the first step and ditch that whole black and white thinking. So be easier on yourself, forgive yourself. So
And I like that statement that you said, ditch the black and white. It just starts with one step. And yes, 10 minutes a day is really something, and that you need to start getting to move. And that's the whole point. Start moving your body so you can strengthen it, even if it's 10 minutes a day.
Right.
You will get stronger.
Right. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And some people think, I don't have an hour, so I won't do anything, or I don't have 30 minutes. Well, 10 minutes it is all there. I have actually, that's something else I should share with you sometime, but I have like 3 key exercises that I share with my clients for that purpose. Like if you didn't have time to get in your walk for the day and your, the weightlifting you wanted to do or whatever it was, then just do these 3 exercises when you're winding down at night or in the morning if you want to, just to, because you're going to have a busy night or something.
Yeah. All right, that's great, man. You have a special gift for our audience. Can you tell us more about that?
I call it the Food Freedom Flowchart, and what it's all about is to help people with deciding whether or not they're emotionally eating, and so identifying it, and also what to do if you are, because it starts off with that first question: are you truly hungry? If you are bored, or if you are not truly hungry, then there's these other questions that it leads to. And if you are truly hungry, it gives you tips on what to grab to eat and what to do from there. So and that way it's a beginning to become aware of the reasons you're eating, why you're eating, and it's very what's the word I'm thinking of? It gives you power when you feel in control of that and not out of control. So it's just very good feeling is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
That food doesn't control you.
That's right. Thank you so much, Sherrie. Listeners, there you have heard it. Let food not control you, and rather you choose what you're going to eat, how you're going to eat it, and stick with it. I think the key is in consistency and carrying it through to see great results, to feeling great, to feeling sexy again. Just make the decision to start and stick to it. For you, for your family, and for everyone around you. You'll be a better person. Thank you so much, Sherrie. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and we will chat soon, listeners. All the best.